Now first of all, let's get all the tools and equipment you need to get coding and get started with Java 8. Now Java 8 is what we are currently looking at. So this is now managed by Oracle. So we'll go to the download page, just search for Java 8 download, and you'll find this page as a top search element in Google search. And then here you can download depending on what platform you are on. Either you're on a Linux or you're on a Solaris or a Windows 64-bit or a 32-bit platform. So accordingly you can download the JDK. Now the two options to download this, either you can download a JRE or a JDK. Now if you only need to run Java and don't want to compile any Java code on your system, then you need a JRE. Now since we are looking at compiling our programs and as a standalone we need a JDK, so we'll be looking at downloading the JDK. It doesn't list any JRE here. So the separate page to download the Java runtime environment. So we're not looking for a Java runtime either. So what you can do, depending on the platform you are on, you can select a file. Say if I am on a Windows 64-bit, I'll select JDK this file and simply I'll download, double click, and it gets installed on my system. So once Java is downloaded and you got installed on your system, let's get down to see what exactly the directory structure. Now as you can see, I've installed this to a directory Java 8 in my directory D. So this is the folder structure. If you click on Java 8, this will be the directory structure of the installation that you've just done. Now let's see each folder, what it contains and how it's useful to programming in Java. Now the most important folder in this is the bin folder. Now bin holds all the tools that you need to run, execute, compile, to run applets. So it holds all to create a jar file. All tools you need are within this bin folder. So you need this bin folder to be in the path. So we'll just shortly see how we can add this to the path on Windows. So this is the folder that holds all the tools, and this is what you need in path so that you can execute any tool from any location on Windows. Now next is the DB. DB is the Java DB, the Java database that you can use for JDBC. Now this comes from the Apache Derby project. And then we have the include. So this holds all the header files that you need to write native code using Java native interface. So these are all the header files for using the C code with Java native interface. Now we'll come to the Java runtime environment. So this is the base directory for the runtime environment. Now this is what really gets the things going in Java. So let's see what bin holds. Just similar to the Java bin, this is the JRE bin. So these are the tools which are used by the Java platform. So these are all the tools which are meant for the Java platform, and what more the JRE has is the lib folder. So these are all the libraries that it needs to run. Now the applet directory, now this is the directory where you can include the support classes for applets. So these can be preloaded by the system rather than downloading from the network, and they hold the same privileges that the files hold when they are downloaded from the internet. So in order to speed up the process of loading on the applet, you can hold classes within the lib applet folder. Then you have the fonts that the platform uses. You have the ext, just we'll see what ext has. Now these are all the extension that the platform uses. So as you can see, this is the JFX jar, this is the locale data for java.txt. So these are all the jar files that it needs. So in case you use any third-party jar file in any third-party tool, any encryption tool or any other third-party, so if our application uses any third-party tool, then we can put down the jar file for that within this ext folder. So this is automatically picked up when you run your program. Now within the JRE lib we have all the codes and all the resources that the JRE needs. Most important of them, if you can see, is the rt.jar. Now this is what we call as runtime.jar. So these are all the class files for the entire Java API that we'll be using to write our programs. So besides all the other code files that it needs, deploy.jar or carsets.jar, they're all within this lib folder. So you need the extension folder to some extent when you need to add some additional application that your program will need. So we've seen JRE, we've seen lib, and then as you can see, since we say Java is open source, and you can go through the source files that are in the source.zip folder. So you can unzip this, and all Java classes that you'll be using, all the Java entire API, you can see how those are written. The complete source code, this is available to you within the source.zip file. So this is what is there in the Java 8 installation folder. Now the only thing important is that we need this bin folder to the path. Rest none of these folders are needed to be within the Java path. So once Java is installed, this is in place, we can just check what version this is. Simply use the tool Java and you'll write -version, and it says the Java version is 1.8.0. Now where is this Java tool? Now this Java tool is in my Java installation directory /bin. This is it. So since I have this in my path, the bin folder is already in my path, so I'm able to use the Java tool from any location on my Windows platform. So currently I'm in C uses del, but I'm calling a bin exe file Java, which is in D JDK Java 8 /bin. So we'll see how we can add the bin folder to the path. All set to go for coding with Java. Now we'll start off coding Java on the notepad or on the DOS editor, but lately we'll have to shift to some editor. So let's get some editor into position 2. So the most common that you can get is Eclipse, or you can use NetBeans. So if you go for Eclipse, you can get the Windows 64-bit or 32-bit installer from the Eclipse website, and just double click on this and you'll get the installation folder. So if you just go through the install folder, you'll find an eclipse.exe, and just double clicking on this will start off the Eclipse IDE.